Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Australian Ecrit powered by KISS. My name is Jesper Anker, and with me today is not Wesley Salzberger. It's a stronger cyclist who actually competed last year in the Ecrit finals. Pat Shaw, what are you doing here, man?
Well, Wes was unavailable, so I jumped in. I was sick of hurting the riders in the e-crit, so this year I'm just going to watch it.
Cheers, man. Thank you so much for joining in. If you're watching this over on Facebook, I do see we're having some technical difficulties with the streaming, so our producer is on it. But in the meanwhile, if you can hear us, I'm excited for some Ecrit racing, Pat. This is good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it looks like Cam Roberts is on the start line. We know he's been in hot form, but Joseph Cooper, I've seen him on also, and I spoke to Joseph in the last few weeks, and he's starting to get really motivated about this e-crit series because he's very motivated to hurt some riders. And much like Cam Worth did a few weeks ago, unfortunately, I was on the wrong end of that. Joe Cooper can do the same thing.
We're gonna see who's in there. I see Mike Davis. I see Aaron Dunn, Ciano, Ollie Jones, Ben Johnston. It is a very, very strong start list as always in the E-Crit, which is now being rivaled by the Chop, which happens on Thursday evenings. In 30 seconds, they're gonna get underway. Pat, this is the Six Laps Classics course. What do you think of the Classics course?
It was actually my favourite course racing in the E-Crit last year. It's perfect for that 1 kilometre to go long sprint, which everyone sort of sees as my move. I was one of the first to pull it off. So it's been a few other riders trying it, I've seen, but it does take a very, very strong effort. Interesting, maybe a Joe Cooper could make a move like that tonight.
And we are off in the E-Crit. It is still the preseason, the warm-up session to the actual race series, which will happen eventually. Aaron Dunn is in here at the front. Mike Davis are getting ready. And Pat, what goes through a racer's mind when you get to this point? That the banner comes down, the watts go up. What are you thinking?
Well, I usually start to wind up the power about 6 seconds before the zero. So the 6 second countdown already get the power up to what close to what you want to hold. And you'll see they're mid to high 400s for about the first minute. And that can really almost ruin a lot of the riders' races straight away. But you just got to be ready, like a short warm up. I know Anthony Giacopo, he might be in here tonight again. He's definitely a newcomer to the E-Crit racing as well. But yeah, you've got to be ready straight away because if you get shuffled back, you could be chasing for an entire lap at the start.
Last year, Pat, you were quite dominant. Like you would show up to a race and you would be down and outright the favorite to win it. This year, when you've been racing, you've struggled a tiny bit. What's the reasoning behind that, Pat?
I'm getting older. Nah, no. The truth is, last year actually, I think it was round eight. I stumbled across the Crit series, and initially I did it as a motivator to start riding again because I retired in 2016, and then I sort of got a little bit of the fire back in the belly, particularly against Wes's Wolfpack crew over in Tasmania. Kind of took it on board as my own little ventured to try and beat the Wolfpack at their own game, which became awfully difficult. And ultimately, Aaron Dunn won the national E-Crit final. But yeah, I was training a lot more last year. Not doing as much riding this year, and also doing a lot more at our family business as well. So, and also I'm sitting on this side of the camera today. So, not so much riding going on, but certainly plans to get back into it.
It's not unknown territory for you because you are involved in the SBS Tour podcast powered by Zwift. So you do know what it's like being behind a microphone. And for everyone out there in Australia listening to this, Pat, because I know everyone knows Pat Shaw is the guy who makes them hurt on Watopia, on London, or in Richmond. What is your family business? What's your day to day like?
Well, most people will know. Yeah, we've got a our family business is a bike shop, so we own a bike shop in Ballarat, out in my hometown. So yeah, and we've got a Zwift in-store setup. So clients, our customers of ours, can come and even do their training sessions. We've had 2 riders in here today do their training sessions. Nick White, who was a runner-up in the Zwift Academy last year, he's one of our customers, and I coach Nick, so he comes in with his brother Liam, seeing those orange numbers or red numbers popping up on the watts per kilo. But I think the biggest thing on the eCrit series isn't about being able to hold a really high power for, say, 15 seconds or a very good power for a minute. It's a combination of the two. So you've sort of got to meet in the middle with that initial attack, as Johnson's done here, and then hold a sustained, well, basically a 400 watts is going to have to be the power you hold, about 6 watts per kilo, to get the job done, to stay away. That's the hardest thing, is staying away, particularly on your own, in these eCrits, because the group just gets such momentum from behind.
This is Zach Johnson. This is now his second eCrit, I believe. Second race he's broadcasted in a row here. And he's a young kid on the WP task. I say a young kid. I mean, he could probably destroy every single one of them in here with the power he's got. And with Zwift Academy coming up, I've got a really keen eye on Zach Johnson, because the numbers he's been putting out, the way he's been racing. I mean, the first eCrit he participated in, he was in a 2-up breakaway with Cameron Roberts, and they stuck all the way to the end, only to be caught on the line. And now he's in a breakaway again with Ben Johnston of Giant Australia. It is so good to see all these youngsters get on Zwift and race. And I know you feel the same way, Pat, because you've been heavily involved with ISO Away Avanti. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're now the Benelong Swiss Wellness team. So they've changed names a few times. We were speaking about this just before we came onto the stream tonight, about cycling teams and changing names and changing sponsors and all the rest. But yeah, the Benelong Swiss Wellness team, which Joseph Cooper, who's in the race tonight, or it might not be Joe Cooper, actually. It's another Jay Cooper from the Wolfpack, in fact, another one of Wes's inductees. Yeah, so I've done a bit of work with them over the years, and obviously I raced for that team as well. So a lot of good memories with them. But it's interesting, Wes, he just continues to get these Wolfpack. I don't know whether all
Heel, Anthony Ciano and Ollie Jones, but how good of a team is Vision at working together? Like, I've yet to see one move of Vision that really goes, yeah, they're good. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah, I haven't really seen, of what I've seen of particularly Zawadzki and also Ciano racing as a combo. I haven't seen them really complement each other's capabilities just yet. However, the 4 riders that you did mention is a very solid crew of Ollie Jones, Zawadzki, particularly those two could do some work for Ciano to launch him across. But I think it's inevitable that we will see some, probably, I want to use the word stupid, only because I probably don't want to hurt that much. But Cam Roberts, he'll try something ridiculous at some point, and he'll put out massive watts, and it'll just be a matter of whether he comes across. This is the part of the course where the group from behind needs to really race hard to catch up. And that's where you can see they are doing that. But it also, even though virtual cycling, it's you in a room basically on your trainer racing virtual other people, they are hurting wherever they are. Mental games